Hello and welcome to the PhoneArena.com video review of the LG INCITE. This is the first Windows mobile-powered smartphone released here in the United States by LG, and it's also currently available right now through AT&T. There's a lot of, this is the first time we've seen LG come out with a smartphone here in the United States with the Windows mobile platform, and we're expecting a lot out of it in terms of hardware and also software innovations. But we were unfortunately greeted with a subpar device, littered with a lot of problems such as sluggishness and also unresponsive screen. In terms of design, though, it uses the traditional slate form factor we've been accustomed to seeing with other touchscreen phones. It looks like it has a metallic finish to it, and at one point it almost looks from far away to be a metallic casing. But in fact, it's actually plastic. It kind of emulates the brushed aluminum finish we've been seeing noticeably of late. But unfortunately, it's only plastic. It does attract a lot of fingerprints and also scratches easily. We've noticed, placing it in our pockets, taking it out, it did scratch up the case here. But luckily, though, the plastic they use does give it a nice, lightweight feel to it. It's pretty good in the hands, not overly, heavy, just perfectly, balanced here. Now the touchscreen itself, is the first thing you notice on the front. Unfortunately, though, we were disappointed with the home screen integration with this. We were hoping that, with the time, the first time coming out with the Windows mobile platform device here in the States, we were hoping to see something, something new. But unfortunately, they just use a basic layout with the clock on the middle here, with also, weather icon with the temperature. The bottom row houses the widely most used icons here from the dialing pad, and the dialing pad itself gave out pretty sized numbers here, so we were pretty pleased with that. You have other stuff like your contacts, your email, your favorites, and this button here on the right is actually the launcher for their proprietary interface that we've seen on the LG View before. So these are a little bit better as far as finger friendly size, better than having to navigate through the start button here. But unfortunately, this is you could only access this through the home screen, and it gives you just only a listing of all the most widely used applications on the device, rather than have to go through the different menus, different screens here. And of course, if you exit out of that, and it's basically at its core just a regular Windows mobile device. Small icons, very tough to actually navigate, specifically with your finger. You'd probably have to rely on the stylus more. We actually found that using the stylus to be quite easier with this device, specifically when scrolling, up and down through either a web page or a listing here. Now with the stylus, it's pretty easy, but as you can see right now, we're still having a little bit of problem getting the phone to recognize. You got to actually really press the screen in order for it to recognize something. But that's just some of the issues that we had with the phone. Some of the other features you'll find in the phone is the inclusion of built-in Wi-Fi for internet connectivity here. It also has a 3.5mm headphone jack for music lovers. On the side here, you'll have a jog dial, basically really great for navigating with one hand through either like a web page or a long list, but that's something we found quite helpful, especially with the unresponsive screen. And also a 3-megapixel camera on the back here, which is an autofocusing system. And we did like the fact that the INCITE does come installed with the NetFront browser here, which does a good job of actually viewing web pages over Pocket Internet Explorer. So basically, this is our web page. It does a good job of rendering, big web pages like ours here, and scrolling is pretty smooth. Something you'll see on Opera Mini. It does render. It does display all the photos quite quick. When you swipe, and it seems pretty responsive. So we were pleased actually with the web browsing experience here with the LG INCITE. Now we were hoping to find a separate skin for the Windows Media Player, but it only came with the default one here shown. It's optimized for the stylus, obviously. Unfortunately, the icons are kind of small, but the video playback came out pretty well with the device. We didn't have a problem viewing it in either portrait or landscape view. It did play it pretty well. There's no noticeable slowdown with the device when viewing video playback. Overall, we were disappointed with the device, the overall operation, and also usability of it. We felt as though if LG invested a little bit more time into the development process, both from a hardware and also software standpoint, this could have been a little bit better device overall. For example, the biggest thing that we saw was just how slow the phone operates at times. For example, when you rotate the device, it should automatically change it to a landscape view. But as you can see, it does take quite some time for the phone to actually recognize that. Additionally, the keyboard's pretty decent size, but unfortunately it does take up the whole length of the screen, so it's really tough, seeing what you're typing, and sometimes when you're navigating or scrolling, it's just really hard finding out what spot or location you're at. But for business users, they will like the device due to the fact that it comes with all the essentials needed for the mobile user, but others will probably be turned away from it due to this unresponsive screen. Overall lacking, software, home screen optimizations here, and we would just like to see it if LG spent a little bit more time with the device.